Hey Jill, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer color 901, which is the classic shiny black in the 55 eye size. So let's begin. I'm going to take it out of its original packaging. Here's your Italian leather RayBan case, your crumpled up RayBan cleaning cloth. Let's see if I can straighten that out for you. There we go, there we go. Put that back inside your case. And here is your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to prevent the temples from rubbing together during shipping. If RayBan think that's a good idea to put one on there, well, Jill in Riverside, California, I'm going to put a second one on there so we will have twice the protection when I ship to you. So let's take all this off. I need to go ahead and get going. I'm going to pop out your original heavy glass lenses that if you were to drop these on the ground, they would shatter like glass would do. And I'm going to put in some lightweight, unbreakable lenses to take the place of the heavy glass breakable lenses. So the first thing I'm going to do is I put your frame into my $30,000 Santanelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger. And the stylus has popped up and is tracing the shape of your right lens, and that's going to move over and trace the shape of the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses if that's your thing. So I've pulled up the shape on the computer. I'm just going to put in a couple measurements. These are the polycarbonate lenses being cut for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. Plus, one thing I know about the 55mm frame is I need to take it down about 1/4 of a millimeter to begin with. I may have to do more. Now, I wear the same frame in the 52 eye size, which cuts true as can be, but the 55 is way more popular worldwide. I just got a little head. So, little head with big aspirations. So, these are your lenses, plus 150 lenses. I'm going to put each lens into my Marco 101 lensometer. I'm going to turn it on first. There we go. And now's a good time for you to look at all the dust sitting on top. But what I did is I've located your optical center, and I put 3 dots on your lenses. But this time, because you have no astigmatism, I just need to use the center dot. I'm going to do the same thing now with the other one. Get everything lined up perfectly. Put a dot on the center of the lens. Now this is a block. I like to call it Jenny from the block. And it sticks onto the lens if I had a double-sided adhesive sticker, but this is what's going to hold it in place while it's cutting. So I need to attach that to your lens. And wouldn't you know it, 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make a double-sided adhesive sticker, and the black side is the sticky side. So I'm going to stick that onto the block. Let me get the block in there correctly. There we go. Pull away the tape on my side, and essentially what I'm looking into here is an optical crosshair. It's just like a scope. I've got a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and I want to get those 3 dots lined up perfectly on the horizontal meridian. That meridian, and then the vertical one's going to go right through your optical center. So let's do the same thing now. Get all that dust off the lens. Where'd all that come from? Oops, look. Okay, let me put some more red dots on there. That's why we can't have nice red dots. Okay, so I'm going to put another block on there, pull away the double-sided tape, get everything lined up perfectly, and let's begin. So since there is no left or right, you're the same in both eyes, I will use this lens. I'm going to put it into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. So the caliper is going to come down, and it's going to trace the shape of the right lens to make sure that this lens is large enough to fit into the frame. It is starting with the rear surface, the back surface, which happens to be the concave surface. And then it's going to move over and trace the convex side of the lens, which happens to be the front surface. All the while measuring the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to place the bevel so it'll fit best inside the frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And then this wheel in the center with that little channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens. Now we'll have to close the door in a moment, but I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down on the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of the unbreakable polycarbonate material. Plastic is the most common and the least expensive lenses. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. As I said, it is virtually unbreakable. Your lenses are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Don't mind me, I'm just playing around with the magnification. Not only is it all that, but it's also an aspheric lens. Aspheric literally means not spherical. If you notice, your lens is flat all the way around like a nickel. Now it's actually putting the bevel onto the lens. If you can see, water is running in the background. That's just to collect the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate cuts dry where plastic and high index cut wet. But as I was saying about the aspheric lenses, a spherical lens is round in every direction. It gives you an ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. These are aspheric, which is a much flatter curvature. It gives you a much wider field of view. When you buy glasses online from people, they will give you, well, they charge you for plastic lenses. Then they charge you if you want to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable polycarb. And then they charge you again if you want the aspheric lenses that are much flatter. This is someone else's top tier lens. This is what you get from me for free, just for buying the frame. And I can go up from there. So these 2 water jets have kicked in, one in the front and one in the side. That's just to wash away any optical debris. It does that in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, which means it ought to be stopping any second now. As I said, any second now. There we go. The machine's listening to me now. So, hey, I recommend everyone go out and get this. It only costs $30,000. It weighs 200 pounds. Put it on your kitchen counter and you'll be able to cut lenses at home. You won't need me anymore. So what I'm doing here is I'm drying off your lens because I don't want it to be slippery, and it's quite embarrassing should you ever drop a lens on live TV. Just kidding, I wouldn't do it to you. So, you still have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle, so I'm going to use my hand stone, which is completely flat. I can put my finger on it. My finger gets warm due to the friction, but it's that friction that allows me to apply what's known as the safety bevel. Essentially, I've melted your rough edges. And if you notice, I'm scraping off this white powdery substance. It's called Schwarf. May the Schwarf be with you, if you're a Mel Brooks fan. If you're not, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. But once I've removed all that off your lens with my thumbnail, and I do this so much I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. Jill, you're the reason I can't have nice thumbnails. So, once it's all off your lens and onto the counter, I collect it carefully and neatly into one pile. Whoops, one run away. And once it's in one pile, I wipe it on the floor. And this is where I say, kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like that. So kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So let's go ahead and see if the lens will fit. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. It does. I just want to test it by popping it back out. I'm going to place my thumb at the nose, put my other thumb on top, and push down. Pops out well. So I think we're good on size. And let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. I left it out on purpose, and you will see why. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the left. I took it down 1/10 of a millimeter more because this will help you years from now. Should you ever need more prescription lenses, you'll be able to pop these out and put the new ones in at home. So just like before, it's starting with the back surface. Of course, this time it's tracing the left side to make sure the lens is large enough to fit. Then it's going to move over and trace the front surface. There you go. I knew you could do it. And once this begins cutting, I will keep working on the right lens. I'm going to take it down by hand. I'm going to go old school on the old hand stone over there, making the lens smaller. I could have the machine do it, but for the sake of time, I'm going to do it the old school way. So once this drops down onto the cutting wheel, run back over here. So this block is no longer needed. I'm going to take that off. Go ahead and pull that sticker away. And I'm going to take this down by hand just a little bit more, just so years from now this is going to be easier for you to pop out. Now, in order to change the lenses years from now, because I've been wearing my same frame for 4 years, but I've put 3 different prescriptions in there. Again, to put your lenses in, I have the frame with the lenses pointed upright, the temple tips pointed downward, and I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame to work on it. I turn it around this way, so again, I tuck it in at the outside corner, which is closest to you, closest to your chest. Using your thumbs, you push down at the nose. Now, in order to take them out, I flip the frame over. You're always going to use your thumb. You're always going to push down with your thumbs, no matter whether you're putting them in or taking it out. So, I'm right-handed, so I grab the frame in my left hand. I put my thumb at the nasal corner. I grab the lens on both sides so I don't drop it. But I place my thumb on top of my other thumb and I push down. Out comes your lens. By the way, did I mention these are unbreakable lenses? You're never going to hurt your lens doing this. You're never going to hurt your frame. I do this every day with my lenses because I have one set of prescription lenses. And every day I pop my lens into a different color depending on what I'm wearing. Today I'm wearing color code. I can't see it because I got my glasses off, but it should be the 6053. So again, I use my thumb on top of the other thumb, push down. Today I'm wearing the blue and crystal because I have a white shirt with, usually I'm wearing a blue shirt with white pinstripes, but it's just the opposite. I'm wearing a white shirt with blue stripes, so I'm wearing this one today. My wife is jealous of me because I get to accessorize. Now, Jill, it doesn't matter who you buy the frame from, me or someone else, but if you buy a second color, your lenses are going to fit right into it. So if you want to change your lenses depending on what color outfit you're wearing, if you're like my wife who's jealous and want to accessorize now, this is how you do it. So let's take this left lens out. Back to the handstone real quick for the safety bevel. Back to scraping this off your lens with my thumbnail. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming once all of that is on the counter. That's right, I carefully collect it into one pile. And then watch this, kids behind the back. Woo, look at that technique. Kids, stay in school. How many times I gotta tell you? So, I've rotated the frame around so the empty side is closest to me. I tuck the lenses in at the outside corner, then using the thumbs, I press down at the nose. And when that block's not there, it's much easier to do. So let's take this block off. Take that off, pull the sticker away. And I just want to do one quick measurement. Oops, let's hold this up right side. We are good to go. So I'm going to test that other lens, but one thumb on top of the other, push down, out it comes. Flip the frame back over, tuck it in the outside corner, push down, we're good to go. Now, here's something I'd like to talk about while I'm cleaning your lenses. Flossing. Jill, did you remember to floss today? No, okay, I'm kidding. Let's stick to optical. I'm just wiping the red dots off your lenses. If you get these and they're too loose or too tight or one side sits higher than the other, just stop by any local optical shop in Riverside. By the way, I got family in Riverside. I got an aunt named Ann. Do you know her? I call her Aunt Ann. Just keep knocking on doors till someone answers by that name. But I'm going to set them on the counter and make sure they're in standard alignment. Standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. Those 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I press down and there is no wobble. When I say wobble, the reason why every optical shop does free adjustments is 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. And I'm no different. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. So again, I press down with both thumbs. There is no wobble. Flip them over. There is no wobble. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. So that's that. Again, should you ever need these adjusted, and you may have to do it about twice a year depending on the heat in California. High temperatures loosen the plastics where they slide a little bit more, and you just have to get these tightened back down over the ears. Takes about 30 seconds to a minute. It's no problem. Check out the magnification of the letters behind me. So that's that. If anyone has any questions about what I can and can't do, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Jill, I hope you enjoyed watching me make the plus 150 lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. And everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.